What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Morning Brew podcast. I'm your host, Kayla, and I interview creatives every other week to bring you authentic conversations about the human experience behind the art. Before we get started, make sure you're following the podcast on Instagram, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts so you don't miss any updates. This week, I have an amazing artist who just recently made his move to New York City. If you like headbanging to songs with great meaning behind them, this artist is definitely for you. Please give a warm welcome to Brandon Torio from the band Wave Station. Hello, and welcome to the show. Can we start with what is your name and where are you from?
Yeah, my name is Brandon. I've lived in Texas my whole life. My artist name is Wave Station.
Awesome. I've got some rapid fire questions for you to get to know you a little
Okay.
better. What is your current song on repeat right now?
Let's see. My current song on repeat right now. Let me open it real quick. I just added a bunch of stuff. Oh, it's basically the whole Tron soundtrack by Nine Inch
Ooh, is
Nails.
it good? I haven't listened to it yet.
Yes, that movie is like built for my senses. It's a dumb movie, but it looks and sounds amazing, and I'm addicted to it. So
Okay, I'll check that out after this for sure. What is your favorite hobby other than music?
probably running. I do a lot of running.
No
Done
way, me
a few
too.
marathons and stuff now. Yeah.
Like full ones? I've only done one full.
Yeah, I've done the Austin Marathon 3 times and the Dallas Marathon once, and
That's
I hope to do the
impressive,
New York Marathon
also
next year.
considering that it's in Texas and it's probably hot.
Yeah, the training can be pretty brutal. Luckily, the Austin Marathon's in February, so it's not too
Okay,
bad.
nice. Okay, I might have to look into that one. Are you currently watching any TV shows right now?
No, I don't really watch TV, but I watch this channel that recaps Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul, so it's almost like I'm rewatching those.
No,
Yeah.
that's fair. I love a recap video. It makes me feel like I'm not spending as much time, but I usually do.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay, and then like you said, you perform under the name Wave Station. Do you like making waves?
Do I like making way? Yeah, I try
Yeah.
to. Anytime I get the
Awesome.
chance, I try to.
Sweet. Okay, so moving into the music a little bit, how did you initially get into music and how did you land on like your signature sound?
I got into music because when I first got to college, it felt like everyone in the friend group I made knew how to play guitar. Really, they were just like playing 4 chords, but to me, it was like super impressive. So I spent all of the first winter break of college just repping and learning as much as I could about guitar. And it was pretty fun. And I realized I had like a knack for rhythm a little bit compared to some other people that I was playing with and stuff. So then I got spent the next winter break learning piano, the next winter break learning drums, and the
Oh
next
my
winter break
gosh.
learning Ableton. And then I was like, writing songs is pretty fun and also therapeutic. So it just kind of became like a habit to write songs, and it's really just an enjoyable flow state type activity for me. How did I land on my signature sound? I feel like I just got a signature sound in like the last year or two after like 10 years of writing. Basically, I would just try to do, like, every sound I possibly could. Like, I'd sit down with someone who wanted to write, like, an '80s power ballad, and someone who wanted to write, like, quiet, sad girl bedroom pop, and someone who wanted to write, like, punk rock or something, and after I could produce those sounds, I would always try my voice on it, which is very limited compared to a lot of the my favorite artists and things, but I sort of found, like, this yelling, screaming metal, hyperpop, new metal thing that I do, whatever you wanna call it, and it's just what I can do for fun, what I have the energy to do, and what I think I'm strongest at, so, yeah, just kinda landed there.
Oh, that's so cool. So, how many instruments do you actually know how to play? Because you just listed off like a ton.
I can play a lot for people who don't know how to play instruments. They're gonna be like, "Oh, he can totally play that thing," but when I play bass, I'm basically in my head just playing 1 string of guitar with my fingers. I'm not like a great bass player. I would say like the I would say like the 2 things I really claim are guitar and, like, Ableton and production. But if it's a basic enough song, I can work my way around a drum kit, a piano, and therefore, like, a keyboard and synth. I grew up playing violin, so I have a sense for like how that
Ooh,
works,
okay.
but I'm very out of practice and it would hurt your ears if I played it. So,
That's okay because I
yeah.
can't play it at all, so I'm sure I would hurt your ears too. When you're writing, I'm always so intrigued to listen to everyone's different process. What is your personal process for writing songs? Does it change depending on the genre, or is it pretty much the same regardless?
One of my processes is just like I'll have a hook or something that comes to mind when I'm out and about. Like one of my songs on the new album is called Nothing Without Me. And I remember I was just sort of like ruminating on this argument between a couple people in my life and how, from one of their perspectives, the other person was like taking all their credit and stuff. And I just heard that phrase, like, you're nothing without me. And I was like, oh, that could be like a chorus, like they're screaming that. So I would like, my recorder app just has a ton of like me putting in like I'll just open it and be like, imagine a chorus where it's like, "You're nothing without me." Da da da. So it's either that it either starts there and then I write instrumentation under it, or I just have the itch to like kill an hour making cool sounds and playing a riff or something in Ableton, and then I'll have it there and be like, what can I write on top of this? So I come at it from both those angles pretty consistently. I would say if there was a third way, it's someone else bringing me like an idea, maybe like they play on guitar and have lyrics, and then I build it from there. But yeah,
That's cool. So your recorder app probably has a bunch of like really fire one-liners, like drop the mic kind of things.
it has so many things that I'm like, oh, that's cool, but I don't know a single other line to say in the song. Yeah.
That's so valid. Um, you just released an album titled Running Out of
Mhm.
Time. I would love to hear more about this project.
Yeah. So I probably have like at the beginning of this year, I probably had like 50 tracks that I thought, oh, these are all really good and I'm really proud of them. And each one is like 70% ish complete. Last year, I did this thing where I just released one track a month, but I got kind of burnt out on that. And so I wanted to try something the opposite this year, which is like, let's not do anything and just get a bunch of finished songs and then release like a proper album. And so the collection of songs is just kind of like, it's a mix of me trying to be cohesive on an album but also trying to showcase a variety of what I can do. So each song I think about like, well, this one has like a rapping type chorus. This one has more of a melodic type chorus. This one is like has a super high tempo and real drums. This one is like a softer tempo with like an electronic soundscape. So it's kind of me trying to show off everything that I think I've come to be pretty good at. And it's called Running Out of Time because of 2 reasons, and one of those is, like, a really pragmatic, like, I just need to release something. Like, I could work on these, like, 50 or so tracks probably for, like, the next 3 years and make them all, like, perfect and then whittle an album from there, but I don't wanna do that. I wanna release something right now and play a show right now and stuff like that, so I just kinda adopted the attitude of, "Let's finish something, let's get something out this year," and that's it. Yeah.
Awesome. So you said at the beginning of the year you had about 50 tracks. How do
Yeah.
you decide between your children which ones are going to make the album and which ones are not?
I think it's about making sure that each song has something unique to offer. So maybe like on a given day in like the beginning half of this year, I would just work on whatever was inspiring me the most at that moment. So like if there was that phrase in my phone that I just thought was like really fire and I wanted to find a beat for it, I would do that and I would flesh it out as much as I could. Or if there's like an old song sitting around that I was just like, man, I always like the song stuck in my head. I want it to have a finished version. I would do that. But around like the last, probably around like April, May, June, I stopped doing that and started being like, okay, what are the ones that are going to be actually 100% finished and released? And for those, I would try to just pick my favorite of everything that I think I do well. So I wanted to make sure there was one that had like plenty of screaming and like as headbanging as I could make because that's something I like to do, obviously. I wanted to pick one that was like as earwormy and ballady and the opposite of that as I could do, which is trying not to drown you on the album. And then I wanted to pick one. There's one that has like a guitar solo, and I was like, oh, this is like the only song amongst many of them, or one of the few that has like a proper instrumental break. So let me make sure that one's there. There's another one that's just really weird. It has like the weirdest sounds out of my collection, but
Love
is also
that.
like a complete song and story. So I was like, this has got to make it. So it was just like it's like that. I really love when an album has nothing redundant on it, and every song has something special to offer the album. I'm much more drawn to those albums than albums that are like, oh, it's like 30 minutes straight of just like rap courses or something. It's like, no, I love like an album that's like, this is their take on all these different things and ideas and stuff like that. So
That's really cool. Do you have a like song or line or just aspect of the album that you're the most proud of looking back on it?
I'm really proud of Deadlier Weapon. It's one of the first songs I finished. It's a song that I have a music video for that is coming out tomorrow at the time of this recording, actually.
Yo,
It's
let's
coming out
go.
Wednesday, the October 29th, so it should be online. And yeah, because I really like the message of that song. I like the soundscape. It feels pretty original, if I dare to say that word. It feels like my sound. The screaming and stuff on that feels like something not a lot of people can do. So it's one of those things that's like how you asked about finding my sound. Yeah, I like everything about that, and it's gotten a lot of playlist placements and stuff, which I'm proud of. So it also has found its way on some playlists that are like hip hop themed, and also some playlists that are like metal themed. So I feel like that's validation that I'm kind of like crossing and mixing genres effectively, which I
Yeah.
love. Like Linkin Park is like my favorite band, and it's
Yeah.
because of them always talking about doing that. And I was like, yeah, just call me Mike Shinoda. Like I did it, you know. Like,
So do
all
you
right.
get like now I'm curious, do you get notified anytime you get added to a playlist on like Spotify? And like can you see what the playlists are titled?
You can't see every single one, but you can see the ones that it gets played off of a lot. So you just go to your plays and it says like where's the plays for this song coming from. And I also like submit it through some marketing channels to like collections of people who have those playlists. Like one of the playlists is on is called Divorced Dad Rock for an Afternoon of Grilling or something like
Oh
that.
my god.
And it's like it's those playlists that people make that just like really capture people, and there's like 20,000 followers on that playlist. So you
Yeah.
submit to like those kinds of people and then it tells you if they accept it. So yeah, it's gotten on like that, and then like metal Super Saiyan workout, and then some hip hop fight club or something. So like yeah,
Okay,
that
I
was
was just gonna ask, like, what is the funniest playlist title that you've been added to?
the
Because I'll name
divorce
mine.
Yeah, the Divorced Dad Rock one is solid. There's another one that's like slut metal for baby making that it got added to, and
Oh my god, that's so specific, I
I
love
didn't
that.
expect that, but I'm not against it. It's cool.
What
So
an
yeah.
honor.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Since you were going with a different approach this year as opposed to last year in terms of releasing music, what was the most challenging versus most rewarding part of, like, putting together a full album?
Definitely the most challenging part was picking the songs and just getting myself to finish a collection of songs. Even at the point where I had 10 master tracks in a folder, and 10 still felt like a lot to me. Like there were lots of points where I was like, maybe it should be like 8 tracks max so that it's like nice and tight and doesn't bore anybody. But I went with 10. And even during those moments, I was guilty of like some afternoons writing on these other songs that are like 90% finished, being like, oh, what if I just finished this and I got it on the album? I really want people to hear this thing, but I just had to stop. Like at some point, it's like a self discipline of like, no, just stop doing that, put this out, and it'll feel rewarding. So that's the challenge and the reward is like, once I'm on the other side of that, it's sort of like, oh, thank you, past me, for getting me to this point that I actually can stop and have something to talk about and something to play live and all that. So yeah.
That's so cool. I really like to ask musicians some silly questions based on their song titles. So
Okay.
if you'll indulge me, I've got a few questions for you. So you have a song called Why Don't You Just Grow Up? In your
Uh-huh.
daily life, do you find there's more pros or cons to being a grown up?
Ooh. Um, Grown Up. Well, in that song, grown up is a positive thing. It's like own the things you say you're gonna do. Don't let your friends down if you tell them you're gonna do something for them. So in that sense, it's definitely more of a pro. Like being grown up and being accountable and being kind and saying what needs to be said to people is a pro. But objectively, if I didn't have the context, I feel like I'm much more of like a Peter Pan syndrome adult
I
that just
feel
wants
that.
to play and have fun and doesn't want responsibilities. And when I have to do stuff like renew my passport, I'm like, "I can't do this. I don't want to do this. Somebody do this for me." Yeah,
That's a big
so
move. I spent, like, 3 hours yesterday trying to switch my cell carrier, and after that, I was like,
yeah.
that's my adulting for the week. I'm simply done.
Yeah, yeah, I'm moving right now, and I'm just like, "I can't believe this is happening and that I have to do all of this and that I can just do this." Like,
I have to
nobody's
pay
gonna, like,
to
keep me
live.
here, like, I'm paying this money that is my money, and people are gonna show up and move all of my stuff out of this thing and into, like, another city, like, that's crazy. So, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Another song off, I believe off the new album, Guilty. And I want to say you're calling somebody else guilty in the song. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm
Yeah.
curious, what's the silliest thing that you feel guilty for doing?
Ooh, the silliest thing I feel guilty for doing. Maybe 2 answers. One of them is, I don't think I feel guilty for anything I do, like, I don't think I need to apologize for saying I love the new Tron movie or something. Like, it's I can back up why I love that, and if you think it's stupid and a waste of time and you wasted 2 hours watching it, that's okay. Like, I had fun with it. But also, that's probably my answer is that, like, there's some trash media out there that I love. I don't care what people say about it. I'm gonna, like, consume it. Um, there are some, like, really dumb YouTube videos that I've spent hours watching and, like, I'm kinda like, I will go on Instagram Reels and it'll serve me brain rot for, like, 13-year-olds and I'll laugh. Like,
Oh, I
it's
love
funny.
that. I think I once doom scrolled on YouTube for so long that I ended up on a video called How to Be a Slug. And it was like a
Yeah,
grown man, like,
yeah,
wrapping himself up in a sleeping bag and then throwing a ton of, like, dish soap on the floor and just wiggling around, and I'm like, "How did I get
yes.
here?"
I oftentimes at, like, friends, like, parties and stuff, I'll be the person at, like, midnight to just turn on the TV and I'll put on, like, 10 hours of silence intermittently interrupted by the Taco Bell sound or something like that.
That's kind of
And
awesome.
that's the YouTube video, and they're all just like, "What is this?" And then they'll, like, laugh really hard just 'cause it's so absurd. Yeah.
Is that a real video? Because now I wanna send that to my
Oh,
friend.
yeah. There's
That's
so many that's a whole
Taco Bell.
genre, 10 hours of silence intermittently interrupted by X, and it's like the Taco Bell sound or the Red Robin Yum or
Mm.
something like that. Yeah.
Okay, my friends and I used to watch, I think it's called Thomas the Tank Engine, and they just remix the Thomas the Tank Engine theme song with, like, Panic at the Disco or Fallout Boy
Yeah,
or
yeah.
something, and it's like a weird, like, dubstep combo.
Yeah, yeah. Another one I watched recently I really liked was, it was like ASMR tucks you goodnight, but then drops 20 metal pipes on the ground. So it's like what you'd expect, and then it just has, like, these banging metal pipe sounds at the end. It's great.
That's awesome. Have you seen Nicolas Cage Wants Cake?
No,
I'm
it sounds
sending that
familiar.
to you. It's old.
Alright.
That's an old one, but I'll send it to you later. Another song, Out of Touch. What is something that you currently feel out of touch with?
I would say, like, the brain rot stuff, but I'm into it. I follow like, I know 6 7 and all that stuff. I laugh at it. What am I out of touch
What does that
with?
even mean? I don't know
Um,
what that means.
it doesn't mean anything. 6 7 is just, like, it's
It
nonsense.
means nothing?
Yeah, but it's funny. Out of touch, oh, Love Island. I was out of touch with that. I didn't get it. I don't get why everyone watches it. Um, people in my friend group started being like, "Let's do our weekly Love Island watch party stuff," and I would be like, "I don't have time for this. What are you guys talking about? Like, what's the value in this? Not for me." That I'm out of touch with that.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I'm, like, very out of touch with the lingo of the today's youth, and I wasn't even aware that I was that out of touch with it until someone said something in line for a concert, and I was
Mhm.
like,
What'd they
I
say?
don't even know what that means." They said what did they say? They said someone was chopped, and I'm like, "I don't know what that
Oh,
means."
okay. Yeah, see, I know what that is.
See, I
I'm up
don't know
on
what
that.
that is, and they're like,
Yeah.
"Oh, Huz is attractive and Chuz is ugly but also hot," and I'm like, "How can you be ugly but also hot?" Give me
It's
an
like when the
example.
huzz is chopped, yeah, and then at the climbing gym or the bouldering gym, there's the buzz, which are the bouldering huzz and stuff or whatever.
Okay, that one
Yeah,
I
yeah,
get
I know.
because I do go bouldering
Yeah.
sometimes, but
Yeah,
the
yeah.
rest of them, 'em, I'm like, "Can you just are you just adding letters to this word?"
Yeah.
Interesting, okay, and Meant for More, what is the next goal that you are trying to reach either with Wave Station or in your personal life?
Oh, yeah, it's a great time for that question because I'm about to move to New York next week, and
Whoa, okay.
my goal is just to see what happens there. That is my goal. Like, I've sort of I did the Austin Marathon 3 times. I run club here for a little bit. I played in an ABBA cover band for a couple years. I've played, like, a few Wave Station shows, and I'm proud of, like, the album coming out, and I did the music video. And earlier this year in August or so, I was sorta like, "What's next? Like, what do I do next? I don't wanna run the Austin Marathon again. I don't feel like I have, like, a 50-mile race in me necessarily or that I wanna do it." Bouldering is just kinda like I'm also kind of peaking there, and I'm not interested in, like, breaking my body to get any better. And I was like, "You know what I should do? I should just move and, see what happens." And because I had just gone on a New York trip, and I was like, "There's endless opportunity here."
That's so true.
And, yeah, so I'm just gonna be there and see what happens, and the one thing I have in mind is that I wanna try more hip hop dance classes because I love them every
Ooh,
time I do it. I just don't live
okay.
close to any here, and I think I'll be pretty inclined to go there, and I'm sure there's plenty there and stuff, so I'm gonna try that out.
That's super cool. So what is the game plan, if there's a game plan? Are you gonna be doing, like, Wave Station shows in New York, or are we doing a total, like, rebrand?
I'm still 100% interested in finishing these tracks I have and releasing them as Wave Station and continuing to do everything I can there. That said, I've always felt like I was waiting to meet some collaborators in some sense. I think I could just do so much more if I had like a really powerful vocalist who could belt over some of the choruses I like to write, or a drummer who's like I I can drum and decently, but I can't. It's kind of takes a lot out of me to like get creative and write and stuff. Like on this album, actually, there's 2 songs that I just paid a drummer to fill in the blanks for, and those are like a couple of my favorite things to listen to if I am like reviewing it because it's like, oh, that's so cool. Like I would never have put that part in there, and I can't play it. And a real dude got on a real kit and recorded that. So I'm excited to meet collaborators, I think, in New York. I have like a few awesome friends here who play with me and stuff, but I'm always looking for like that next person. And if it's someone who can like co-write with me, if it's someone who could just run social media for me for Wave Station, like that would be a big help. Or if they've got their own Wave Station and I can be their producer or something, I'd be down for that too. So yeah, I'm trying to keep an open mind and just do kind of have both things in mind, but we'll see how it splits out.
That's so cool. I'm really excited to see how that works out for you.
Yeah, me too. Something will happen. I
Oh, I
don't sit around
definitely think so.
doing nothing
If you're in
easily,
New
so
York, something's gonna happen for sure.
yeah, yeah.
All right. Lastly, I have a segment where artists ask other artists questions. So my last guest was Maggie Miles, who's also a singer and from Tennessee, and she has a very specific question that I'm hoping I don't butcher. So she says, you're in a restaurant and you're eating alone, and the waiter comes up to you and they have a phone with them and they're saying, "Oh, it's for you. There's someone on the other line that wants to talk to you, and it's a famous dead person who's calling. Who would you want to be on the other end of the phone?"
Oh, that is a very specific
It
question.
was so specific.
A famous dead person. I mean, I'm a huge Linkin Park fan, so obviously Chester Bennington comes to mind. I don't know what I would say besides your music is amazing and I still love it. Trying to think if there's anyone that I could like ask a specific question to and get an answer for. Maybe it'd be like there must be some musical mystery out there, right? Of like who wrote this part or how'd you come up with this thing? But I can't think of one.
Yeah, like, what's the secret
Um,
behind this?
yeah, or like what's this song about or something.
What is this song
Um,
about really? Tell me the truth.
yeah, but would they even answer it? Like if they didn't say it when they were alive,
No,
maybe
that's true, that's true.
they wouldn't. So I'll just take the easy one and say Chester Bennington and tell
I
him
think that's a great
I'm a
answer.
huge fan and thank you for everything. Yeah.
Awesome. And so now you can ask anything you want for whoever my next guest is.
Oh, you know what I think is always a good question is like They always ask it in marathons. Or so it's always like, if you couldn't tell anyone you ran the marathon, would you still run it? So the
Hmm.
music, I would ask the music one, if your next song or album blew up, but you had to totally anonymize your profiles and no one would ever know it was you, would you still make it?
Ooh, that's a
Like,
good question. I like that a lot.
yeah. If you could get a 10 million play song on Spotify, but it gets uploaded on a blank profile and no one can ever know it's you. You can't tell anyone or you
Oh, that's a
explode.
crazy concept. I like that a lot.
Would you pick it? Yeah.
Okay, sweet. And then last but not least, shameless self-promo. Anything personal or professional that you would like to plug?
Yeah, well, the new album, Running Out of Time, is out everywhere. Please stream it, and especially the two singles, Guilty and Deadlier Weapon, which is an important song to me because it's about the issue of car dependency and walkable spaces and safe transit for all. I really believe public transit is something that's actively taken from us by people who lobby against it, and that there's no fundamental reason why we can't have a much safer, better quality of life without as many drunk driving accidents, as much traffic, all the things that ail us exclusively in America when it comes to developed nations. So do your best in that fight. The music video is about that. The song is about that. And that's what I would say unplugged.
Awesome. Sweet. And I'll tag your socials and stuff in the description so everyone can find you and listen to your stuff.
Perfect. Thank you.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining, Brandon. I've really enjoyed talking with you and learning about your next steps and how you made your album.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. It's fun to talk about, and I appreciate you having me and asking the questions. And that those last questions were really, really creative.
That's all for today's episode, guys. Thank you so much for listening. Brandon's socials are linked in the description below. Plus, make sure you check out his album, Running Out of Time. Once again, be sure you're following the Morning Brew podcast on Instagram, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts so you don't miss any updates. And drop by again December 5th for an all-new episode.